Swadika, thanks so much for joining us right here on Newsline. We broadcast live on NBT, Radio Thailand, FM 88, and also on NBT World. It's a Thursday today, and the date is September 17th of 2015, and you're with me, Sandrahan Utsaha. The Bureau of the Royal Household has released the 17th statement on the improving health of His Majesty the King while staying at Siriraj Hospital. The statement said His Majesty the King had no fever since Tuesday, September 15th. His heartbeat and blood pressure were normal. His breathing rate and the level of oxygen in his blood had also returned to normal. Results of blood tests on His Majesty showed decreased infections, while the latest chest X-ray showed great improvement to his lung inflammation. The statement continued that His Majesty was able to eat, but royal physicians agreed to administer him with food intravenously for a longer period of time. The doctors also continued to give him oxygen and physical rehabilitation. It's now time for our Thailand Moves Forward segment. In our first story, Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha delivered his policies on how to move the country forward to senior officials of the Interior Ministry. During his speech, the Prime Minister touched on various issues of importance. General Prayut stated that the government has been working as fast as possible to resolve various issues. However, due to ongoing concerns, creating an understanding with the public is extremely important. He added that the public must be able to depend on government officials at all times. In terms of foreign relations, the Prime Minister stated that Thailand has good ties with all countries. He reiterated Thailand's stance against taking advantage of other countries and added that the Southeast Asian country is ready to move forward together with the ASEAN community. The Prime Minister stated that priority should be placed on the people and on ways that yield development and fair treatment for them. Other issues of concern included the Interior Ministry's need to store as much water as possible during this rainy season in an effort to prevent a water shortage from taking place next year. Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha is urging Thais to find ways to store rainwater, as most reservoirs are currently holding under 30% of their capacity. The Prime Minister has instructed related agencies to help people affected by floods and gusty winds. They have been told to take advantage of the stormy weather and to try to relieve floodwater from inundated areas and to store it for future use at the same time. Monkey cheek retention areas are expected to be built in low-lying areas as a way to increase Thailand's water reserves. Some land would be expropriated to pave the way for the construction. Those affected by the government's urgent need to conserve water will be assisted accordingly. The Ministry of Interior has instructed the Department of Disaster Prevention and Mitigation, or DDPM, to be ready to provide emergency assistance to people during the stormy weather. Interior Minister General Anupong Pauchinda has also told provincial authorities to be prepared to handle natural disasters, as Tropical Storm Awamkaw has now entered Thailand. In line with the policy, the provincial authorities are expected to be ready to issue warnings and reach out to those looking for help as soon as possible. The policy-level instruction is also aimed at raising confidence among Thai people in the government's efforts. Thailand's Deputy Prime Minister Wisanu Khrangam spoke to foreign diplomats about the pathway toward democracy, suggesting that Thailand may trim down the time before a general election is held. Deputy Prime Minister Wisanu Khrangam, together with Foreign Affairs Minister Don Paramatwinai, told foreign diplomats from 66 countries and another 11 international organizations that there would be an effort to reduce the time before free elections can be held again, stating that Thailand will have an election by June of 2017.
We're all hoping that at some stage this draft constitution will go through. A question was raised a while ago about this, and the Prime Minister said, well, everybody wants the whole thing done. The Prime Minister doesn't want to stay on longer, so he even asked for the shortening of the whole process.
The public doesn't pass.
Mr. Wisnu said that the Prime Minister wishes to curtail the military's control over the government and that the next 6 months will be spent drafting a new charter and preparing a public referendum on it. He suggested, however, that this process could be trimmed down into a 5-month plan, with the last 4 months dedicated towards preparing for an election. In the meantime, the government will continue to work on projects including developing high-speed rail transportation and other policies that will benefit the country in a bid to help Thailand progress towards a better future. Deputy Prime Minister General Prawit Wongsuwon has called on the public to give the police time to find out the truth behind the bombing at the Ratchaprasong Junction. He confirmed no motive has yet to be ruled out. The Deputy Premier spoke about the progress of the police's investigation into the Ratchaprasong blast. He said the incident's motive could be either political, human trafficking related, or for revenge. When asked if the bombing was a transnational crime, he said the police needed time to ascertain if the attack was related to foreign criminal networks. As for the problem of human trafficking, the Deputy Prime Minister stressed that the government was trying to prevent human trafficking in every way since the country was in a transition period and urged all sides to cooperate with the government. The President of the National Legislative Assembly has presented awards to the recipients of this year's Pan Wen Fa. National Legislative Assembly, or NLA President Phonphet Vichit Cholachai, chaired the ceremony to present awards to the recipient of this year's Pan Wen Fa Awards, which marked the 120th birthday anniversary of His Majesty King Prachatitok. Secretary to the House of Representatives, Charay Phanprang, who presented this year's recipients to Mr. Phonphet, said that 125 pieces of literary works have been submitted for consideration this year. He said that 91 of them are poems, while the others are 34 pieces that are documentaries. The second runner-up award in the poetry category went to 120 Years of the Graciousness of His Majesty King Prachatitok by Mr. Chumpon Phet Anangun. However, there is no winner and first runner-up for this category. The National Anti-Corruption Commission, or NACC, has awarded outstanding local administrative organizations for their efforts in stamping out corruption and praised them for their efforts in stressing on the importance of honesty among the public. NACC President Banthet Glanarong Aran presided over the opening ceremony to promote the eradication of corruption in local administrative areas for the year 2015. 23 local administrative organizations received outstanding awards, while 18 others were selected as role models in preventing corruptive practices. The NACC has signed a memorandum with the Provincial Administration Organization Council of Thailand, the National Municipal League of Thailand, and the Subdistrict Administration Organization Association of Thailand to show support for local administrative organizations towards creating measures to prevent corruption and raise awareness among the public. The Central Bank's Monetary Policy Committee, or MPC, has agreed to keep interest rates at 1.5% as tourism cushions Thailand's disappointing exports. Secretary to the MPC, Meiti Supapong, blamed the economic slowdown in Asia, especially in China, for Thailand's lackluster growth in the second quarter. Mr. Meiti added that his committee expects a better economic forecast in the near future due to new policies brought about by the government's reshuffled economic team. Airports of Thailand, or AOT Public Limited Company, has touted its overwhelming success as all 6 airports under its administration have served more than 100 million passengers combined in less than a year. The rapid growth in passenger numbers has generated 10.3 billion baht in AOT profits during the 3 quarters of 2015. AOT President Nithinai Sirisamatakan expected the company's annual profits to hit a record high. AOT operates 6 international airports, namely Suvarnabhumi, Donmueang, Phuket, Chiang Mai, Hat Yai, and Chiang Rai. Donmueang International Airport has been ranked as the world's busiest airport by low-cost flight passengers. The airport now serves more than 22.5 million passengers per year, exceeding its capacity of 18.5 million. Dr. Nithinai added that AOT had planned to invest 140 billion baht in airport improvements over 5 years and expand annual capacity to 165 million people in the year 2020. King Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital and the Thai Red Cross Society have jointly held a celebration for the hospital's 100th heart transplant. The event, entitled 100 Hearts Beyond Miracle, was intended to showcase King Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital's technological advancement for heart transplant and provide a platform for medical specialists to share health tips and experiences. Participants also paid tribute to Professor Dr. Chawalit Ongtarit, who successfully performed a heart transplant for the first time in Thailand and Southeast Asia. The hospital has so far carried out cardiac transplants on 100 patients. All of them are still alive and well and were also present at the event. Dr. Vichai Benjamat, director of the Cardiac Center, said King Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital was the first hospital in the country to have pioneered the minimally invasive heart valve replacement, adding that the hospital would continue to develop technologies for heart surgeries to ensure quality of life for patients. And that's it for today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. It's time for a quick break now, but we're going to have a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices first.
Even if we don't see them, they are amongst us. And they're hungry. Slay your power-sucking monsters. Take their power away. Think when you plug.
To maintain a strong nation, Thailand is promoting 12 core values for the good of the people. The fifth core value: maintaining preservation of Thai traditions and cultures.
Multiple perspectives, insightful commentary on Thailand with The Insider every Sunday morning at 10:30 on NBT and NBT World.
Welcome to ASEAN, a community comprised of 10 countries, each with its unique culture and history, now unifying to bring added prosperity to the region. For centuries, each country remained independent, but now we are coming together to compete in the 21st century globalized world. ASEAN is bringing together more than 600 million citizens and a total land area of 4.4 million square kilometers, and is providing economic opportunities, trade, travel, and new educational possibilities. The combined GDP of all 10 ASEAN countries comes to a total of $2.4 trillion, which means the ASEAN entity ranks amongst the world's major economic powers. The future is here. Welcome to ASEAN, the community of opportunities. The Southeast Asia region is now becoming one.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. The Deputy Director General of the Government Public Relations Department has flown to Brunei for a joint technical committee meeting to help both countries prepare for the AEC. Brunei's Permanent Secretary to the Prime Minister's Office, Haji Maud Razan bin Dato Paduka Haji Maud Yunus, and Deputy Director General of the Public Relations Department, or PRD, Jarun Chaisan, jointly chaired the 14th Thailand-Brunei Joint Committee meeting, which took place at Brunei, Jerusalem. Officials representing both countries actively took part in the meeting, during which the topic of cooperation in radio, television, and information technology was raised. The meeting also discussed a project to promote the music and culture of both countries, as well as a plan for a joint exhibition to help citizens of the two nations have a better understanding of each other's social settings and traditions. We have some breaking news for you. A tsunami watch was issued for Hawaii following a magnitude 8.3 earthquake off the coast of Chile. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center said if tsunami waves impact Hawaii, the estimated earliest arrival time would be 2:28 a.m. Hawaii Standard Time, which is 12:28 GMT on Thursday. And now on to some other stories. Serbia will send additional police to its border with Hungary and try to distance migrants from a Hungarian border fence after they clashed on Wednesday with Hungarian police. Interior Minister Nebojsa Stefanovic said, with the aim of preventing further clashes. Still photographs showed migrants and police clashing on the Serbian-Hungarian border on Wednesday. Hungarian police fired tear gas and water cannons at protesting migrants, demanding they be allowed to enter from Serbia. Hungary's right-wing government has built a metal fence all along the frontier with Serbia to keep them out, under a crackdown launched on Tuesday that has seen asylum seekers rejected within hours of entering no man's land. Hungary has informed Serbia it has ordered a 30-day suspension of the Roski Horgoš border crossing between the two countries, Serbia's foreign ministry said in a statement, after clashes erupted between migrants and Hungarian police in the area. 20 Hungarian policemen and 2 children were injured on the Hungarian border with Serbia in clashes that erupted after a group of migrants tried to break through the frontier, the Prime Minister's security advisor said. A Texas teenager was taken away from school in handcuffs after he brought a homemade clock to his Dallas area school this week, and the staff mistook it for a bomb, police said on Wednesday. Ahmed Mohammed, 14, was accused of making a hoax bomb. The Council on American Islamic Relations said he is Muslim, and the case serves as an example of religious bigotry. A teacher notified officials about the device. A spokeswoman for the Irving Independent School District said at a news conference that school officials could not discuss the matter to protect the students' privacy. Police said no charges have been filed and they consider the case closed. Mohammed, wearing a NASA T-shirt, was handcuffed and taken to a detention center where he was fingerprinted and had mugshots taken. He was freed when his parents came for him. And a descendant of the South African plains, Brazil's first white lion, is now on display in a zoo in the southern state of Santa Catarina. Clara, light in Portuguese, was born in the Beta Carreira Zoo in the coastal town of Penha in January. The baby cub needed several months of intensive care, which zookeepers compared to caring for a newborn human baby. Now weighing 25 kilograms and a fit 75 centimeters long, Clara is on show, delighting visitors as she plays in her very own 200-meter square compound named the Secret Garden. Despite her fluffy appearance, zookeepers warn of Clara's sharp claws, and visitors can only enjoy her from behind a glass window. According to zookeepers, Clara still demands significant care, such as controlled temperatures and feeding every 3 hours, consuming a mighty 2 kilograms of meat per day. And that's all we have for you in this edition of Newsline. If you have any comments or suggestions, then do feel free to email them to us at newsline.nvt@gmail.com. It's also possible to follow us on Facebook by simply typing in NNT. And check out our website at thainews.prd.go.th/en. We're saying goodbye today with a pie-eating contest in Russia. For Newsline, I'm Sandra Hanut-Saha. Have a spectacular day and stay safe on the roads. Sawadee ka.